Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining our webinar today. We're going to wait just a couple extra minutes to allow people to join, so sit tight and we'll get started soon. Thanks. All right, let's go ahead and get started. Well, welcome everyone again to our webinar today, Digital Transformation, the Change Enabler in Higher Education Industry. I'll be your moderator for today's presentation. My name is AJ Gensler. I'm the Partner Marketing Manager for North America here at Liferay. And just a couple housekeeping items before we get started and I introduce the presenters for today. On the right-hand side of your screen, you should see a GoToWebinar control panel. In that panel, you'll find a drop-down box that says questions. We will have time for some brief Q&A at the end of today's presentation. So if you have any questions, please drop them into that box and we'll try to get to as many as we can before the end of today's session. So without further ado, I want to introduce some of the speakers that we have today. First, you'll be hearing from Wes Kempa. Wes is the lead sales engineer at Liferay. He has over 20 years of professional experience holding technical, higher education, and leadership roles with a wide range of teams and technology. Wes has been helping partners and companies deliver high-quality solutions built on Liferay for over 12 years. He enjoys sharing his experiences in application development, user experience, and enterprise integrations to help enable others to find success with Liferay. Following Wes, I'm excited to have Prakash Vippa from Stanford University on the call today. Prakash is a seasoned product and engineering leader who built and scaled software platforms, ecosystems, engineering, and technical teams. Prakash currently leads the engineering team at the Graduate School of Business for Stanford University. Prakash is passionate about technology products and leveraging new technologies to solve real-world problems and offer solutions. And then wrapping up today's session, we'll hear from Vipul Dave, Vice President of Technology from Youngsoft. Vipul is a solution architect with a decade of Liferay experience delivering tailored solutions across industries. A master's graduate in computer application, Vipul has led Liferay practices for various Liferay partner companies, excelling in pre-sales, technology, and delivery. Before I pass the mic over, I just want to do a quick overview of the agenda today. So as I mentioned, you'll first hear from Wes, and he'll be discussing the digital experience platform landscape in the educational domain. We'll then pass it over to Prakash, and he'll discuss how and why Stanford University opted for the Liferay digital experience platform. And then we'll close with Youngsoft and Vipul. We'll touch on the higher education industry solutions available. Wrapping up today's session, as I mentioned, we'll have some questions and answers. So if you do have questions, please drop them in the box on the right-hand side of your screen. So without further ado, I'd like to pass it over to Wes. Take it away, Wes.
Thank you, AJ, and thank you to our speakers and attendees for today's session. Let me start by sharing a little bit about Liferay as a company, if you're not familiar with us. Liferay is a global company. It's been in business since 2004, based out of Los Angeles, California. Liferay is the developer of Liferay Digital Experience Platform and Liferay Experience Cloud. We provide proven solutions in delivering digital experiences as well as providing a range of flexible collaboration and business tools. One of our specialties is providing solutions in higher education with our ability to provide highly tailored user experiences, and through our strong partner network through talented partners, such as Youngsoft. It's also important to note our strong dedication to customer success. Consider this a three-pronged approach as you work with an implementation partner. You'll also be getting support from our customer success team, cloud team, and supporting resources that are made available to our customers. If you could advance the slide, thank you. Yeah, I still see the first slide, but I'll continue. Our recent focus has been in cloud-based solutions. If you've not heard about it yet, let me take an opportunity to introduce Liferay Experience Cloud, also known as LXC. Liferay Experience Cloud's goal is to be the most agile, scalable, accessible, and secure cloud platform to build, launch, and manage digital experiences to meet your unique business needs. One of the biggest benefits of using Liferay Experience Cloud is the time and resources that can in the long run. Since Liferay Experience Cloud's SaaS offering is fully managed by the Liferay team, you can rely on Liferay's cloud team to make sure your solution's up to date, secure, and available. That means you don't have to worry about things like server maintenance, software upgrades, or platform upgrades. Users of Liferay Experience Cloud can leverage all of the Liferay features they rely on today. This spans across all aspects from Liferay's digital experience management tools, industry-recognized identity management, security and access controls, and built-in support for gathering user analytics in Liferay Analytics Cloud. All of this is possible while using LXC's cloud infrastructure, which allows scalability, high availability, health checks, and automated backups. Now, where does Liferay DXP and LXC fit in the digital landscape today? Due to its flexibility and wide range of capabilities, Liferay is well suited for creating enterprise portals and intranets. It provided tools for content management, collaboration, integration with other enterprise systems, making it valuable for organizations looking to centralize and streamline their internal communications and workflows. With the example of solutions in higher education, as people continue to experience new ways to interact with digital systems, they expect the same modern, fluid, and seamless experiences on campus, in school, in facility offices and faculty offices, home, and wherever they might be. Liferay, as a digital experience platform, will equip educational institutions to meet these evolving needs and be flexible for future ones as well. Educational institutions are under increasing pressure to deliver compelling digital experiences for students, administrative staff, teachers, and other users. Some of these increasing digital expectations include growing popularity for IoT devices, personalized support and information on degree status, progress, or any status within the programs or organization. And it's important to note most students think technology inside the classroom is just as important as technology outside of the classroom. In order to service these needs, an appropriate digital experience platform needs to be able to segment audiences based on user behavior, location, and role, deliver personalized content and experiences to specific user segments, and aggregate faculty and student data and resources across the facility systems. We feel that Liferay is uniquely positioned to deliver on all of these needs. As a digital experience platform and cloud service provider, we work with well over 1,000 enterprise customers who currently leverage Liferay for an array of solutions. But it's important to share our experience with the proven solutions in higher education space with customers such as the University of London. The University of London had a number of challenges they were looking for solutions for. They wanted to implement features such as single sign-on to streamline user experiences. They wanted to empower content creators to do more and free up IT to focus on other important initiatives and priorities. And they wanted to invest in software that could scale with future requirements. Liferay DXP was their chosen solution and provided the University of London a framework to solve these challenges and build from. Editora Moderna, not to be confused with the US-based pharmaceutical company with a similar name, has a mission, and it is to find innovative ways to produce, edit, and publish material that significantly contributes to improving Brazilian education and giving teachers and students well-rounded educations. For Editora Moderna, that meant finding new ways to transfer knowledge to students with different learning profiles, while increasing teacher engagement and making technology a fundamental part of the teaching process. The company's existing platform made it impossible to reach these goals. It needed to rethink the entire technology model so it could meet requirements and integrate seamlessly with the current architecture. Moderna began to search for the most appropriate tool, ultimately choosing Liferay as the best fit. This provided them with easy implementation and customization of mobile-ready websites, high capability for integration, and this keeps in line with best practices on the market. Freedom and flexibility for internal teams to create tailored solution, which was very powerful and helpful to them. And lastly, having used Liferay platform for over 10 years, the University of Maine systems was reaching an end of life support with their or previous self-service portal. It was on a legacy version of Liferay, and that outdated portal also had a number of problems, including slow search and lack of accessibility. Because the portal was so crucial to the university for time and cost savings, the university's IT team made it a priority to improve and maintain their solution, all while taking advantage of Liferay's modern capabilities. They were able to equip content managers of all skill levels with Liferay's straightforward content capabilities. Dozens of users could create and manage content across the portal, all for a wide variety of audiences and outcomes. The University of Maine's team was able to provide all of its users easy access to the tools and information they needed all in one place. Because the University of Maine serves all of Maine, the self-service portal was a critical tool to unify students, faculty, and staff. And this also provided them cost benefits through consolidation of other systems. They were also able to provide secure and flexible authentication and authorization options. Users through the system are able to safely log in once and access what they need to, including many integrated external platforms and resources through single sign-on. If you have interest in learning more about any of these great outcomes teams have seen using Liferay, you can always find out more on liferay.com's case studies right on our website. And now I have the pleasure of introducing Prakash Vippa, a technology product leader at Stanford University, to speak on his personal experience with choosing Liferay as the technology of choice for the Stanford Graduate School of Business.
Okay, thank you, Wes. I'm just trying to unmute myself. Appreciate the intro, AJ. I want to chat a little bit about Stanford's introduction, what we're trying to do at Stanford. We got several internal portals. We wanted to see how we can leverage Liferay. One of the reasons why we thought about Liferay was our existing systems built over the several past years are fast approaching the end of life. Some of our internal sites and portals are not mobile responsive. And when we looked into options to upgrade, we obviously considered upgrading on the existing stack versus vendors out there who could essentially meet our future needs as well. So we went through an exhaustive search of vendors and assessing their feature sets versus what our needs are, and we eventually narrowed down to Liferay. And one of the reasons working with Liferay was such a pleasure for us was, as higher education, a lot of our systems that needed to be essentially need a pretty big upgrade, we have to tie them to our academic calendar, and that gives us very few opportunities in a given year for us to make major overhaul changes to our systems. So we decided to go with Liferay, and Liferay, once we got access to the platform and we started playing around, we realized we could do and accomplish our use cases far more simply and far more easily using Liferay's native feature set versus our prior systems where we kind of customized to meet our individual team's needs or use cases. Architecting the solutions within Liferay was pretty straightforward too. It's pretty intuitive, and Liferay GS team and Liferay architect teams helped us through this journey for us as well. And one of the challenges we faced, one of the many challenges we faced moving over from an older system was, how do we essentially get the system to operate at the same time, not lose all the context and access to the systems, given like our internal, the specific CMS portal that we were migrating in the initial stage was we had data archived over dozens of years, and we essentially needed to cross-train our authors, and having a new system means it's a longer journey. So we embarked on that journey with Liferay last year. We approached a stage where we needed a lot more help as well, and that's when I think we worked very closely with Liferay to get Youngsoft to pitch in and help us out. Like when Liferay and Youngsoft were together, I think that kind of helped us not having that in-house skill set and engineering skills. Leaning on these guys helped us essentially go forward with the go-to-market and launch this project. One of the challenges that we faced, even while working with the teams, was essentially how do we get our content authors trained. Liferay offers quite a bit of training, but then we did our own design. And once we moved our content from the older system, which the authors are used to, the new system needed a lot of hand-holding and education. And Youngsoft was, gracious enough to get us the right training and train the authors so that there is no disconnect. And when the authors own their portal, once we go live, it's kind of seamless for them and for the end users. And as a higher education, a university, all our users are students, faculty, and staff. And everyone else, for us, this is a tool to meet our other purpose, which is to essentially offer the education. Once, from a technology point of view, once we got Liferay in place, we realized what Liferay can offer. The DXP platform offers us to move our other internal sites, which were on a different platform. And we could leverage Liferay to do that. And we are in the process of doing those. We are, all of our applications that are being built on Liferay are now mobile responsive. And that wasn't the case prior. When we look at our GSB's roadmap and what we want to accomplish with our tech stack, Liferay, I think, is going to play a pretty big role in the future. And right now, I'm super excited about how our post-implementation support has been and how our application has been stable, and users, both the content authors as well as the students, they actually really love the new look and feel of the platform and how responsive it is, how fast it is compared to our prior systems that they used to use. I think overall, if I look back on the journey of where we started out with replacing our older systems with Liferay and where we are now, we couldn't be more happier. And also the partnership and the help that we got throughout this implementation. We are very thankful for that. Now, I would like to pass over to Vipul from Youngsoft, who can dive deep into more of the challenges that we faced. I think not only with Stanford, I think from their prior experience working with other higher education institutions as well.
Thank you, Prakash, for the background. Thank you, AJ and Wes as well. Hello, everybody. Good morning, good evening to you. This is Vipul from Youngsoft, and I'm assigned this tough task to follow the brilliant presentation from Wes and Prakash. But let me assure you that I'm going to do my best to cover the rest of the presentation. So I'll be covering more on the functional features and technical features of Liferay and how that helps in higher education industry. So we're going to be talking about that. And to begin with, let me talk about the solution aspect of Stanford University. What are the challenges that we face and how we solve that. So I'll be focused a little more on the functional feature side. So the very first challenge that was about delivering the right content to right audiences, and Liferay provides the great feature to create various experiences and then deliver them to the right audiences. And I mean, that part is fairly simple. However, the challenging part was to ensure the segmentation of the audience is done correctly. There can be many users, role, different types of attributes of the users, and various other factors that can grow your segment list a huge, and then it becomes excessively huge and it becomes unmanageable. So we formed a strategy to solve that, and that reduced the segment list to a greater extent. And while working with Stanford, we ensured the experiences are mapped with right segments, and we delivered accordingly. So that was one of the challenge. Moving on to the next slide. All right, so this is what I was talking about, creating segment. So there are so many deep and well thought and well implemented feature in Liferay. In this example, Liferay provides an easy way to label your audience segment. You can form the attributes of the user. You can apply and or conditions like you can see on the screen, right? Without any knowledge of programming, you can form the way you want the audience attributes. On the right hand side, you can see user, organization, and sessions. So you can pick the way you want and form your customer user segment. And then you can have that mapping with experiences. We're going to be seeing that in the next slide. So this helped a lot in our case, and we formed so many different experiences and segment. So on the screen, you can see Liferay experiences, very easy way to create multiple experiences. And I was talking about the deep and well thought features and implementation of Liferay. On the screen, you can see that like 3 total experiences are created, the first, second, and they are mapped with relevant segment. So the way I was talking about, I was pointing to the deep thought features is like you may have 10 set of segments, user segments, but you want to have the customized experience, the personalized experience only for 2 of them. So you can have them, you can use the up and down arrow key and prioritize the experiences. And then for the rest of the audiences, you can use the default page and default segment feature. So this is like one of the easy way how you can create multiple experiences and then deliver it to the right audiences. So you can tailor your content page to different groups and provide each of the group as a personalized experience rather than having a generic one. All right, moving to the next slide. Yeah, part of the different challenges or the different features of Liferay that we could leverage. Youngsoft has been instrumental in setting up the depth of the permission. There's various complexity in terms of segment permissioning, experience permissioning, and then page permissioning. So Youngsoft has been working closely with Stanford group and ensured the permissions are rightly set. And then one of the challenge was data upgrade. So migrating from legacy platform to the new experience management platform Liferay, there has been data updates for the content authors. So and for some unforced circumstances, it was very crucial to deliver in a very short deadline. So Youngsoft deployed a very large team to help Stanford on the technical side, as well as the content update side and the UI beautification side, and then ensured they go live on the date that decided. And quite a few other features, for example, SSO, user administration segment, and various such feature of Liferay, including document management system. So, and Youngsoft also has been part of training to the authors. So we delivered user training to authors and ensured that they are comfortable with the new environment. So overall, to summarize the journey for with Youngsoft, Stanford, and Liferay, like moving from an older version of traditional CMS to a experience platform became a wonderful experience, like as good as you are shifting to a new home, and the authors were also really happy with that. Okay, moving to the next slide. Yeah, so from here onwards, we're gonna be talking about in general, not very specific to Stanford, but in general, how in the education industry Liferay helps, and what are the different features of Liferay that can be leveraged. So the current era of digital advancement offers a higher education sector a chance to leverage the academic experience and boost the collaboration between different types of users and engage them more deeply. It would be both actually, students as well as the faculty member. And Liferay came out as an emerging solution and a game changer in the higher education industry. So we on the screen you will see quite a few features, including the experiences, segments, A/B testing, and analytics. So you get to know what students are liking and disliking versus you may have multiple experiences that you want to test it out, and you can use A/B testing of Liferay and capture all the analytics through Liferay Analytics product. You can also leverage forms, which can you don't need to code for that to capture various data from user. You can use that as data collection tool. And of course, the document and media is one of the strong feature of Liferay, which can really help both students as well as faculty members. So overall, Liferay would be a great choice. And so many, I would say I have listed around 10 features, but there are 500 plus out of the box feature in Liferay that can be leveraged and can deliver a great experience platform. Yeah, moving on to the next slide. Yeah, in this slide, we're gonna be talking a little more about the faculty and staff empowerment. So let's see a little more about how Liferay empowers the faculty and staff. And in any educational institute, staff and faculty are the backbone of the operations. Their efficiency and their work directly impacts the quality of education, and Liferay, recognizing this criticality, offers varieties of features that can be customized, as well as out of the box it can also be leveraged and help in enhancing the capability of the staff and staff and faculty members. So it has many features, and some of them let's talk about. Centralized communication collaboration tool, ensuring the faculty can easily interact with their peers and students. The platform also simplifies the content creation and management, and it allows the educator to focus on the teaching and the research rather than the struggling with cumbersome system. So some of the features that can also be leveraged as writing a lot of blogs for faculty members. They can write a lot of blogs. They can use Wikipedia feature, wiki pages feature. They can conduct some polls to collect the opinions, and quite a few other features that can be utilized. Additionally, Liferay DXP can also automate administrative tasks from, like, taking an example, from course scheduling to grading, reducing a lot of administrative burden on educators. So in this way, Liferay not only facilitates the more efficient workflow, but it also enables the educator to do their core primary mission job more efficiently, and which is to provide the top-notch education to students. So they focus on their key role, and then rest of the things handled by the platform. So that's how Liferay helps in terms of faculty and staff. On the screen, you can see this can be one of the case study or use case where you can leverage Liferay even for the alumni portal and communication. You can leverage a lot of features. For example, calendar. You can schedule events and communicate them using Liferay platform to all the users or alumni of the relevant institute to broadcast the event details and have the notification using Liferay. You can also use photo galleries to collect all the details of various alumni meets, and sponsoring a student. So this is one of the, I mean, we have worked with one of the university where they wanted to have a engagement of alumni with the students that are in the institute. So they created a feature called sponsor a student, and through this feature there were various ways to raise funding or to have interaction with student and the alumni. So that you sponsor a student, you sponsor a team in the sports, you provide various accessories to those students, and then you become a backbone for that team. So that was one of the use case, and then you can have like top profiles of student as well as alumni and have them some collaboration as well. So this is one of the use case. Moving on to the next slide. Yeah, Liferay DXP can play an important role in streamlining the administrative processes within the organization, and in general, in the complex and dynamic academic institute, you may have a lot of number of responsibilities on the administrator, and they juggle between this responsibility. It can be enrolling student, it can be document management, communication, and all of that. Liferay simplifies this task by offering efficient features, and you can customize, like you can even customize the Liferay feature framework and automate student onboarding processes and enrollment processes, and significantly reduce the manual effort. So it helps administration a lot once such features are developed and hosted on the portal. And the integrated document management would really help. You can set up your document management system along with the workflows that empowers the administrator to manage and organize the essential records, right? It can go through approval processes, and then it becomes an essential record that can be stored securely. So moreover that, the platform enhances the communication with student and staff, and ensuring the critical information reaches to the right recipient promptly. So by centralizing this administrative task, I would say Liferay DXP not only saves valuable time, but it also helps maintaining the cohesive and well-organized institute, and you can lay down quite a few processes automated through Liferay. Moving on to the next slide. This would be one of the key thing to integrate with LMS, right? So there are various ways. In general, there are so many different ways where you can have handshake between two systems. Here we are talking specifically about LMS system and Liferay, which can be your front-facing student portal, or even faculty members can use a portal. So it can be a great collaboration to have this integration, which is LMS plus Liferay. And in general, there are so many ways that you can integrate and have handshake between the two applications. And in general architecture, you can have REST services, you can have HTTP calls, you can have web protocols. You can also share data between two systems by having a common database or having import export of the files, right? So all these communication features or integration ways are still are open with Liferay. The DXP, Liferay DXP underneath framework is built in such a way that it does not restrict the customer to use any of the ways that we just talked about. So what I mean to say is you can use any of the protocol to integrate these two systems, and then you can easily have your choice of LMS enabled, and then you can achieve student to browse the courses and research of the courses. You can also list out enrollment data. You can build your module to visualize the visualization of student for their courses and schedules, and how opting for a course can conflict with another course. So you can build a visualization module for that, and then it shows it gives an indication to students that whether to opt for that module or not. So this kind of things, this kind of modules can really help in education institute. So you can also have course reviews and comments, a lot of out of the box Liferay feature, and talking about a couple of more. So Liferay provides comments and ratings and a lot of feedback features that you can leverage to have the feedback from students as well as faculties to see how they are liking the features, and have captured their comments on the relevant entities. And then you can also leverage Liferay to have faculty profiles for each of the courses that they can browse through. They can understand the faculty profiles and then read more detail about faculty before choosing the course or even after choosing the course. All right, so moving to the next slide. Yeah, we talked about quite a few LMS system that you can have of your choice. Here we are taking an example of Canvas. Canvas is a LMS system. It's an open source solution. It's a reliable web-based software that allows institute to manage their learning and educators to create and present the online materials and assess the student learning, how they are doing, and student to get engaged in various courses and receive their feedback about the skill development. So LMS is a very powerful Canvas is a very powerful LMS, and you can leverage a lot of features in collaboration with Liferay. So Liferay, on the other hand, seamless integration with Canvas can revolutionize the student experience, providing a centralized portal for course management and assignment and collaboration. So Liferay plus Canvas integration, it would help you to do a lot of processes in place, automate the updates, of the course data done in the LMS and can be visible on the student portal, and simplifies the course registration process as well, and the grading and communication for both actually student as well as faculty members. So combining the power of Liferay, which would be your student facing portal, with Canvas as a LMS system, which is a robust learning manage. It has a lot of learning management capabilities. So the institute can create unified, efficient, and quite engaging experiences for all the stakeholders. So a little more on that. The integration can bring together both the best of the both world, where you have Liferay, which can take care of all collaboration features as well as the experience management, and at the same time you are integrating with Canvas that can deliver a lot of course related data, the learning management related data, and the assessment of the student as well. So other than LMS, you can also have your ERP software, which are streamlined to your institute process, and then by integrating various processes from admission to HR to finance and procurement, integrating with Liferay can enhance your efficiency and the data accuracy as well. You can also have your accounting software integrated with Liferay, which will give you more control or more visibility on the financial record for management team, as well as to the student also, about the budgeting, management, expense tracking. It can be financial reporting, which are the key needs for management team, as well as at the same time, it can also help students. So yeah, moving on to the next slide. Okay, so a few closing notes. Liferay, as we talked about, it emerges as a pioneer digital experience platform that holds potential to reshape the education sector with comprehensive suite of tools and features. Liferay is instrumental in driving transformation of academic institute, and by facilitating the streamlined integration and customization, adaptability, and accessibility, you can create an enriched digital ecosystem where you can have all the software systems in place and have the Liferay as your student portal, can really enhance the journey of the students as well as the faculty members. So if you are associated with administrative team of any institute of university and looking for improving the digital experience of students, faculties, and staff members, then Liferay platform is worth considering. And with its powerful features, like 500 plus out of the box features that you can leverage, and the flexible architecture that it has, it allows you to have your own customization, custom development, as well as you can customize the out of the box Liferay features as well. So Liferay can help you creating a digital environment that is both efficient as well as it is engaging with all the stakeholders. So that's all from my side. I'll just take a minute and talk about Youngsoft in the next slide. So Youngsoft is a Michigan headquartered company, and we have offices in Canada as well as India. Our staff strength is around 900 plus people, and it's a 27-year-old company and 27-year young company because Youngsoft. So I'm just correcting my wordings. Liferay is a gold partner of Liferay, and we have a large team of DXP certified professionals. We have dealt with various large customers, and then we also offers 24/7 support services, monitoring and support services. So that's all from my side. Thank you for joining us today. I'm handing over back to AJ.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys. Thank you, Wes, Vipul, and Prakash. It looks like we do have a few questions in the chat for you guys to answer. Again, just a reminder to the audience, if you guys do have any additional questions, you can enter them in the control panel on the right-hand side of your screen, found under the questions tab. So the first question, and it looks like it's for everybody. How do you see technology impacting higher education over the next 5 years? Vipul, let's start with you since you were the last one to present.
All right, sure. So operating remotely, we have seen that in recent years. It has changed the industry so much, right? And online learning is like not only optional, but it also became a mandatory need, right? So a quick access to all the relevant information, it's no longer a choice, but it becomes a mandate. And I think it would be more toward segregation of various systems and centralizing them to a single system that can be front facing for all the needs, like having user using multiple system logging in there would not be an era going forward. You can have a centralized system where all the information that you need should be at a central place. So um, there can be multiple system behind the scene, but your front facing can be one portal. That's how I see. Wes, if you want to add anything.
I think that's great. I see this opportunity to increase the efficiency of common processes. As far as things that have been manual in the past, it could be digitized. Liferay provides great workflow and collaboration tools to assist with that. And we're seeing a big push toward integrations with new tools that are out on the technology landscape today. A great example of that is we've recently added OpenAI integration for generating content right within Liferay, which is something I'm personally excited about, being able to have a recommendation as far as maybe some content to start with, to build out articles and different messaging campaigns and stuff, which is great. And of course, consolidation in that we work with teams that have a variety of technologies that are maybe out of date, out of support, and moving to Liferay and making sure that they're making the best choices. And having a good integrator like Youngsoft can help with that, making decisions on what's important for that consolidation, what to keep and what to replace.
Great. I think before I think about what's in the next 5 years, if I look at the past 3 years, the amount of transformation that has happened in the higher education because of obviously COVID and everything else is enormous. Like the systems that we used to have versus what we have now are dramatically different. Processes, as Wes was saying, like a lot of things used to be at the universities hand delivered. Like staff used to walk from classes to the professors to faculty. Now that's all kind of digitized. Now, when I look forward, obviously OpenAI, all the LLMs that's happening, that's pretty big thing, and pretty much I'm assuming most universities are investing into that too, and so do we are, right? I think that is going to be the next big thing for us, where essentially it gets all this information that is siloed, sitting somewhere which people didn't know how to access it, or didn't have much need for it. But now I think it's going to be visible, whether it's in the chart format or any other format that we want to. I don't think anyone can predict what happens in the next 5 years, but everyone can kind of agree that it's going to be a lot more dramatic than what we've seen in the last few years.
Yeah, all valid points. Great insights, guys. Okay, another question. It looks like this one might be specifically for you, Prakash. With Stanford's experience, what has the feedback been from project stakeholders and/or active users?
Definitely, I think for Stanford, obviously we are, for us, every tool, every piece of software that we use is to meet a specific need, and for that, we're not like a product company per se, but at the same time, all these products make a lot of our lives easier here, the staff, faculty, and students. When we worked with Liferay, I think the challenges prior to that was like how complex it was. We wouldn't get right necessary support, partly because every application, every need was built on a pretty much an independent application. There was no cohesion between all these things. Every time you needed an application, you build one. With Liferay's platform, it offers that we can actually consolidate all those things. And that definitely helped for the teams that are actually building and maintaining this application. Now, on the flip side, the business users, like in this case, faculty, students, who actually use our systems, they're thrilled. Earlier, most of their applications were desktop applications. Now they can do it on their mobile. We got a mobile app. Some of them are like, they can use it in a web view within our Stanford mobile apps. So it's great. Feedback has been great, definitely. Some of the new applications now, they're kind of forcing us like, what about these applications? Like, I want that to be on the same app too. Just like, can you do something about it? Those are the things that we are working. But definitely, I think having a platform that is flexible, that can work with modern web UI frameworks is great for us.
Excellent. Well, I know we love hearing that.
AJ, I have been involved personally in training to the business team at Stanford University, and I find them very adaptive, and they found the Liferay content management system as more efficient to compare to the previous legacy CMS that they had, and having the delivery of these experiences and the segments, they really liked it. I think they are very happy with the new platform. And as Prakash mentioned, the DXC, the cloud version, also helps organization in terms of reducing efforts from the staff. At the same time, it ensures the availability, high availability of the system. So I guess management is also very happy with this change.
Love it. Love hearing that. Okay, another question for you guys. Looks maybe directed for Wes and Vipul. How can Liferay help in integration between different learning management systems? Wes, maybe you could jump in first.
Okay. Well, with all of the aspects of Liferay, it's all surfaced through our headless API endpoints. So one of the easier ways for integration is working through the headless API endpoints and integrating in that way, maybe importing a certain information or doing synchronization in those cases. Also, in the cases in which you're working with an LMS that provides kind of integration points, we can connect with those as well. And the traditional ways in which teams work with Liferay, having to build things in Java modules, is kind of not necessary anymore. We're seeing a lot of benefits of the new architecture in that you can create different object models directly through the UI using low and no code tooling, and then headless endpoints are exposed immediately through those new objects that are put in the system, saving a lot of development time. But as far as integration with LMS, we also find that teams also integrate with it just through being behind the same SSO provider and redirecting the user in, and that's in many ways an easier way to connect those tools. There's a lot of possibilities on how far you want to take that integration. But Vipul, do you have any other thoughts on that based on what you've seen?
No, I had experience of integrating Liferay in various ways with different systems. And then I was talking about you can have REST services, you can have web protocols, you can have a handshake through a common database, or you can even have import export of the data between two systems. So integrations are like quite easy with Liferay.
Great question.
All right, got a couple more for you guys. Can you talk about Liferay's stand on low code, no code?
I can take the question. That's a very good question, I would say. So Liferay has like great focus on this as far as I know. And taking an example, right? You might have seen, I mean, if you are familiar with Liferay earlier versions, which might be like 7.0 DXP platform. So you might have noticed the form feature where you can create forms on the fly. You can collect data from users and without doing any coding, right? So that's like one of the no code feature Liferay has, and that has evolved a lot with latest Liferay DXP version, which is like 7.4. You can see more in the same line with Liferay DXP4. Now you can create apps, and then within the apps you can create your own pages. And with the pages you can utilize the form features. You can drag and drop multiple controls to capture the data from the user. And with the forms you can even have a workflow that you want to integrate, right? So once the form is submitted, it goes to one user, another user, and then it becomes your data collection. So all these are in line with low code, no code solution, and of course all the CMS features, blog, wiki pages, or polls, all are low code, no code features that you can use.
Certainly the focus of Liferay as far as product development, even the workflows themselves, you have a visual tool to author those workflows. So it's great points, Vipul.
Excellent. Okay, we got another one here. Let me try to phrase this one. So how does Liferay compare to some of the other platforms out there with regards to higher ed portal development?
I'll try to speak to this. Liferay tends to be very flexible in the outcomes that it can meet. So instead of being maybe as much of a turnkey solution in which you have rigid constraints as to how you're implementing your solution, Liferay has a bit more of an open door to what might make sense for different departments or different outcomes, and the overall look and the way that you're delivering experiences to your users. So without knowing what other software this person has looked at, I would think that's one of the distinguishing factors in choosing Liferay, is that you're leaving it wide open to what you might build for the solution your team needs and what is to come. As you encourage other departments through your facility or EDU to adopt Liferay, they'll have more opportunity to build the tool of their choosing on Liferay itself. But I'd be interested to hear what Prakash or Vipul might think on this question as well.
For us, like, we definitely considered other vendors too, partly because we had one of some of our portals on the other stack as well. We currently do too, and as a university large size for us, like as ours, where each department and each school might have their own stacks, so we do interface with other teams who run on other different stacks. But I think the biggest selling point for us, or rather driving point for us to get to Liferay, was I think the flexibility that we could build on top of it, and what we can do versus other systems where, like, it's just, I felt like when we look at what we want to accomplish, how our CIO sees our organization and how we want to build our applications, it just felt it was more natural to meet our use cases and other vision for where the GSB's tech stack is going to be.
And I would like to add, while comparing Liferay with other experience platform, I find that Liferay technical architecture is built in such a way that it gives you all the flexibility that other platform may not have, which is to integrate with so many different systems. So it leaves you with it opens up all the boundaries for you to customize.
Awesome. Great feedback, guys. And I think that brings us right at time. So I just want to say, thank you again to our panel of experts, Prakash, Vipul, and Wes, for joining today's webinar. And thank you all, everyone that was able to join and stick around for the entire presentation. We thank you again for your attendance, and we hope to see you all the next time on the next webinar. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.